Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another Transformers figure review. Today, I'm doing another kind of mega reviews type of video. I've done it for, I think, all of my Prime Wars trilogy figures. So now, I'm going to be doing it for the War for Cybertron Kingdom. Well, Kingdom and Earthrise here, but the War for Cybertron trilogy. So yeah, this is all of my Earthrise Kingdom figures. Which I have enough to make into one video. Yay! Siege will get its own video. But I still need to find Megatron. Anyway, but yeah. So these are the ones that we'll be taking a look at. Of course, we have Earthrise Prime there, Starscream, Wheeljack, Cyclonus from Kingdom, Rhinox, Warpath, and Shadow Panther. So, without further ado, we're going to start in the Earthrise category here and work our way up. So, let us begin. Alright. First on the block here we have is Wheeljack from Earthrise. So there he is in his vehicle mode. Very nice, if I must say, vehicle mode. I very much like it. Looks very, very accurate. He does have his weapon up there. Not all of these guys will have their accessories on them, but that is neither here nor there. But yeah, it does roll very well. It is a deluxe, and yeah. So I suppose without further ado, let's break it down and transform it. Alright, there we have Wheeljack in his robot mode. And the robot mode looks fantastic, I gotta tell you. Just fantastic. The transformation is really easy. I don't remember how to do it because it's been a while, but either way, it's a very, very nice robot mode. You know, looks super duper accurate to his G1 self. Absolutely love it. The only thing I would say is that I do wish the peg on his shoulder thing was a little bit less, but oh well. But yeah, let's run it through articulation, I think. Alright, bringing in Wheeljack here. His head can move a little up and down, not much. You get a little bit of side to side as well. The arms can come out to there, kind of per transformation. And if we bring it up here, we can get a elbow bend. You can move the wrist, which I would say is more part of the transformation. The chest can rotate, again, part of the transformation, but it can do it. These bits on the back can move if you want to, so on and so forth. The legs can come out pretty far, actually. Get a good splits out of it. You can rotate the leg if you need to. You can bring it up all the way. You can bring it back about there before it, which is pretty much all the way before you're hitting the back part there. You get a decent elbow bend, and the foot, of course, can, or the ankles can, well, the feet can move forward, but you get a bit of ankle pivot in there as well, so pretty decent articulation, I would say. But it is kind of standard for a figure like this. But yeah, Wheeljack is a very nice figure. I definitely recommend getting one if you can still find one. But yeah. Now, let us move on to the next one. Alright, next up here in the Earthrise Pantheon that I have is Starscream. And this guy, hands down, and anyone based on him, will always have my favorite jet mode. I mean, just look at that. Look at that. It's mag-freaking-nificent, man. It's just so freaking cool. Like, you can't do any better than this. You really can't. You know, even some of the movie bots. Just they don't even compare, you know? That is the Starscream, you know, the Seeker / Conehead F-15 to a T. If you saw my recent review for Dirge, Legacy Evolution Dirge, this is what Dirge is based on. No, I will not be comparing it. But it is a solid jet mode. It is the best jet mode I have seen in mainline, so. But, with that out of the way, let's get him transformed. Alright, and there we have Starscream in his robot mode. And if this is not the perfect embodiment of a G1 Seeker design that isn't Masterpiece, I don't know what is. You know, the only one downside, the only one, is the fact that the cockpit has to hang off the back like that. And that there's nothing that can really be done about it. That's it. That is the only downside, you know? And obviously, yeah, things like Masterpiece find ways to hide everything as best they can, but like, this is like near perfection, you know? Like, if I were to give this a title of like budget masterpiece, I would be in the right ballpark. Way in the right ballpark, because this is just utterly perfect, in my opinion. Again, that one thing is the only unperfect part, but it's on the back, so you don't really see it. And again, if this is what Seekers are going to be like, and based off of going forward, I am all for it, honestly. So let's take a look at his articulation. Alright, bringing in Starscream here. His head can go up a bit and down a bit. Not too shabby there. Arms can come out all the way. As I noted when posing for the, shot, you can twist the elbows. Sorry, you can twist the elbows like up here, but it is really difficult to get it. Like, they are on there. You basically have to hold it like this if you want to get any twist out of it. But yeah. We do get an elbow bend, like so. The wrist can not rotate. Of course, you can move the null rays any which way you need to. So on and so forth. You can get it about up to there. I mean, if you move the wing, you can get it further, but yeah. Anywho, there's nothing at the chest. You do have these gaps in here, which, I mean, isn't the end of the world, but yeah. Well, you can, of course, move the wings if you really want to, but I just like to leave them there. So, the legs can come out to about there. Yeah, not the best in the splits department, but that's okay. And for other movement, we can move the skirt up. We can get him out to about there, out front. Back is entirely limited because of all the junk on there. But while we're out front, we do get a Pretty nice knee bend, actually. Very nice, if I say so myself. And the ankles, of course, can tilt should you need them to. So yeah. But yeah, definitely get this if you can, or any version of it, or even any of the cone heads based on it. Just get a version of it. You will not be disappointed. Cone heads are engineered a little bit differently, but ultimately not that much, so it's perfect. If you want a budget Starscream, well, I don't know what they go for now, but definitely worth it in my opinion. But let's move along. Alright, and the last one here for Earthrise is, of course, Optimus Prime, who is quote-unquote a leader class, which I still think is baloney mahoney, but that's just my opinion. So here he is, trailer and all, in his vehicle mode. I do have his gun sitting over here. I did have it under the trailer, but doesn't really sit too well under the trailer. But, you know, his gun is just a fold-out thingy here that I can somehow do one-handed. Wow, go me. But yeah, there's his gun. Yeah, we'll come back to that later. Anyway, the truck, yes. Very nice. Very nice indeed. You know, lots of gray back there. Not a whole lot, really. I mean, you can take that off and take, well, these out. There, now we can stand that. Anyway, Just Prime. So there's Just Prime. All primey. You know, as primes do. It's a very nice truck. So why don't we take a transformative look at it? Alright, and there we go. I didn't even have to find a video to do that. Woo, go me. But I'm just gonna say this. If this dude is not the best gosh dang G1 looking Prime that isn't Masterpiece, I don't know what is. The transformation is simple yet intuitive. You know, and I've just started to notice things like that the blue paint on him is like super duper sparkly and shiny. Like, they didn't have to do that. And, you know, his hands can open and stuff. Like, again, this is all stuff they didn't have to do. I mean, look at that figure. Look at that. You know? And sure, maybe if they wanted to, they could have tried to incorporate the wheels more into the chest, but I think that's fine. It doesn't hurt anything. And sure, it's taken from Siege Prime, which we'll look at in my Siege review video, but like, there's so much going on here that I just absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, of course, because he's got the trailer, that can do things too, and can interact with him, so give me a minute. Yeah, so there you go. There is like an arm thing that attaches. I don't have that attachment on me at the moment. It is somewhere, don't worry. But yeah, it can be the med bay for Optimus. Woo! I don't really care. Let's take a look at his articulation though. Alright, bringing in Big Boy Prime here. His head can go up pretty good, down pretty good too. We can get a pretty much all the way around on the head. The arms can come all the way up, because of course they can. They can come all the way around. Get a pretty good elbow over there. The wrists can't rotate. They can open, you know, he can be all, hey, how you doing? I'm Optimus Prime. You know, he can uppercut you if he wants to. He's Optimus Prime, he don't care. Anyway, the chest can rotate, but, you know, the wheels in the back kind of limit that a lot. The legs can do the splits perfectly. Look at that. Look at flexible prime here. And the legs can also come back about that far. They can come forward about that far. And then we get a very nice knee bend. Very nice knee bend. And of course the ankles can pivot. And if you want to, you can give him his gun, because I have his gun here. So here, have your gun. Man, there you go. You can prime kill everything. Just pew pew all day long. It's very nice, very nice. So yeah, that is the Earthrise Optimus Prime. I think I've said enough. Everyone has said enough about this when it came out. It's perfect. Highly, highly recommended. It is just that perfect. Now we're going to move into the Kingdom side of things. Alright, and kicking off Kingdom here with one of the deluxes being Warpath. And here's Warpath in his tank mode. And while it is a good looking tank mode, don't get me wrong, this by far is my least favorite figure from Kingdom. Mostly because putting this plate on here when going into vehicle mode really makes things just not want to line up. And I hate that. But you know, it's a tank mode. It's a red and white tank. And it's, I think, a P90. It's a World War II tank, I believe. Yeah. But anyway, that is Warpath's tank mode, so I'm going to transform him real fast, so I'll be right back. Alright, and there we have Warpath in his robot mode. And again, this is by far my least favorite figure from Kingdom. He doesn't look bad, you know, he looks good. But I think for me, it's the getting there. Like, I feel like they made the legs just a tiny bit needlessly complicated. More so than they really needed to be. Again, he looks fantastic, but you know, it just, just the process of getting to that final part, for me, is not very enjoyable. But let's run him through some articulation. Alright, bringing in the Pathmaster here. His head can go up and down pretty decently. All the way around. His head is very loose. Arms can come about, well, without the shield piece on, they can both come all the way up. But yeah, that shield piece is going to limit the arms. You can, of course, get a full rotation out of it. And a elbow bend there. And the wrist can move if you need it to, but it's kind of stiff. The torso, no rotation in the torso. The legs can come out pretty decently, actually. Surprised. That's a pretty decent spread on him. You can get it back to about there. And then forward to about there. His legs are really loose. You can bend the knee there. And you can also rotate the leg if you need to. And you get some ankle pivot, but not a whole lot. So, not terrible, but not great. But, yeah, in my opinion, out of all the Kingdom figures that I have, which aren't many, I would skip this one. You could probably find a better Warpath somewhere, but if you really, really, really want a Warpath, maybe get this one. But yeah, that, I suppose, it's up to you. But that's going to do it for Warpath, so let's move on to the next one. Alright, and for the next part of our reviews here, we have the Shadow Panther here, Deluxe Class. And so there it is. And it's Beast Mode, one of the few beasts that I have, actually. I only got this because Fedor wasn't available. This was actually a very recent purchase within this past year of 2023, but yeah, it's very nice. You know, you do get some robot junk on there, but I would say for the most part it all hides away pretty well. Although I'm not a fan of these ugly yellow joints kind of hanging out, but it is what it is. Got nice red eyes, though. I like that. But yeah. And because it's a beast, you know, we do get some beast mode articulation. Alright, so the head can kind of move a bit, but not really. The mouth can open up, though. Wanted to. The arms, of course, you can move them all the way around if you want to. You get a joint here, the leg, and the foot there. They can come out as well, which a lot of this is mostly robot mode related. Back legs are a little more limited though, but you know, still all the same. You can bring it back. Can't really bring it any more forward. The foot can move, and you can bend the knee. So, but yeah, you could probably get it in a nice running pose if you really wanted. But I think I'm just gonna transform it into its robot mode. So I'll be right back. Alright, and there we have Shadow Panther in its robot mode. Very good looking robot mode, you know. I feel like I don't need to spend that much time on this because I did literally just review this a couple months ago. Yeah, really good figure. And I gotta be honest, I don't think I'm too upset that I couldn't get Cheetor. They're basically the same mold, so. And you know, you do have a little bit of a backpack here, being the, you know, the front legs from the beast mode, but I'm not complaining. Plus, that head is really cool. Like, that's a sick ass looking head right there, so I absolutely love it. Plus, you know, black is always better anyway, so. And it does come with its weapon here, which makes up the tail, which is the only reason why I still have it on me. But yeah. That's an axe weapon, so. But yes, so now we'll take a look at its articulation. Bring on in Panther here. The head can go all the way up. Well, pretty good up. Not much down though. Can turn a little bit each way. Not quite all the way, but that's okay. The arms can come out pretty good, although you do have to maneuver it, you know, around all this stuff in the back. But you can get them out all the way. Not particularly difficult to do that. And you can get it to go up to about there, down to about there, and you get a pretty decent elbow bend, I'd say, all things considered. The wrist can move, but that's more of a transformation thing. You do get a chest rotation, which is pretty nice, pretty nice. The legs can come out right about there. Pretty good spread, I'd say. And then, oops, messing the back legs up. Whatever. You can get it forward well, you move that, you can get it all the way forward. You can also get it not any further than that back. But while it's forward, you get a decent knee bend, and the feet can move forward and backwards per transformation and side to side. So ultimately pretty decent. You can, of course, also give them their weapon. Which I still think is a weird weapon because of how far back it is in the hand, but you know, what do I know? So you can do all the chopping you need to do. But yeah, pretty good, pretty good. So yeah, I'd recommend this one. It is, again, literally the same mold as Kingdom Cheetor, so, you know, you get this, or you get that, it's gonna be the same. I think Tigatron is actually the same too, just a Voyager instead of a Deluxe, so I'd recommend it. But, you know, with that out of the way, let's move along. Alright, next up here is the Kingdom Voyager class Scourge. So there he is in his flying thing mode, of course. Got his gun up top here. Take a look at that. And there's his gun. Just nice. Done up in silver, of course. Very nice looking gun. Very nice. A little hollow, but oh well. But yes, this is another case, I think, of another really well done like jet flying thing mode. I mean, this is just so perfectly done, in my opinion. So perfectly done that I don't know how you could have done it better. You could easily take the effects from, I want to say, Jetfire, like Siege Jetfire's effects, and plug and band back there if you wanted to. But yeah, I don't have any of those on me, so. There's the underside. Of course, very clean. I mean, his chest is there, but, you know, oh well. So yeah, a very clean jet mode and a very nice jet mode as well. So with that said, I think we'll get him transformed into his robot mode and take a look at it. Alright, and there he is in his robot mode, and yeah, his robot mode is excellent. Very excellent, just all of it. Ah, man. My only gripes when it comes to the transforming is that his legs are a little bit on the stiff side when you have to, like, truncate the knees upwards. And sometimes the cockpit is a little on the tight side when you're folding it in. But man, did they do excellent when it came to getting the cockpit all folded into the chest, like it's not even there. It's amazing. It really is amazing. He just looks so good. I absolutely love the way that Scourge looks here. It is so nice, so compact. I mean, there's no backpack on him. I wouldn't even count these wings on his arms as backpackage because it's not. But yeah, such an excellent robot mode. Why don't we take a look at his articulation? Alright, bringing our boyo here in. The head can go up and down. It has excellent light piping. Look at that. Look at that, dudes. Look at them eyes. Oh, so freaking cool. Anyway, the arms can come all the way out like that, which actually is thanks to these little pieces on top that, you know, kind of hide in when you do it. So that's pretty cool. And then the arms can come all the way around. And the elbows, you get a nice bend there. And the wrists can rotate. Should you need them to, anyway. Now, the chest can rotate if you need it to, of course. And the legs can come out all the way. Dang, that's a good split. That's a very good split. And of course the leg can go all the way back and all the way forward. And we get a nice knee bend. I don't think that was the right joint, but you know, whatever. Probably more like that. Nice knee bend, and the toes can move forward a bit, and they can also ankle pivot, so yeah. The knee joints are just kind of weird, given the transformation, and of course, you know, that can open up when I don't need it to. The gun can be held just like that. So you can shoot all the Autobots. So yeah, that is his articulation. But yeah, honestly, Scourge, another great figure from Kingdom. I do believe that this is who Metalhawk and Legacy was based on, was Scourge, which I have Metalhawk. I reviewed Metalhawk too. But yeah, this is who Metalhawk is based on, which it's like, this is a fantastic figure, so Metalhawk is also a fantastic figure, and you can watch my review on it. But anyway, that being said, let's move on to the next one. Alright, last but not least of the Kingdom ones that I have is Rhinox. And, oh man. Look, I know I said Warpath was my least favorite from Kingdom, but Rhinox is really right up there with... It's either tied with or just like a very close second. Like, I love Rhinox, I do, but I don't really love this one. Which is funny because, you know, a while ago here I was defending Kingdom Rhinox when another person I watch on YouTube made a video about him, and I'm just like, what? Rhinox ain't that bad, but it's like, I just don't look forward to the transforming it to and from and back again part, but either way, here he is in his Rhino mode. It's a very nice looking Rhino mode, very nice. It, you know, it looks like a Rhino with green joints sticking out because they couldn't have done anything else. And I mean, you know, it at least hides everything semi-well. You see a little bit on, like, the back here. But, like, unless you pick it up and look underneath, then you don't really notice, you know, all the bits here. And you don't notice, like, his head is just kind of right there, so. But yeah, that's the Rhino mode. It's fine, I would say. Nice red eyes there. It's a fine enough Rhino mode. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the thing I am not looking forward to, and I'm gonna transform him. So, BRB. Alright, and finally, we have him in his robot mode, and my god, I hate this thing's transformation. I don't know what the hell they were thinking here, but oh my god, these legs are a pain in the you-know-where, and I hate it. I hate it, and honestly, I refuse to put him back in his Rhino mode. He is staying like this, because this is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm not a huge Beast Wars guy, but this is what I think of when I think of Beast Wars Rhinox. Right here. To a T. This looks perfect. Well, perfect is probably a stretch. This looks really dang good, though. Really dang good. Yeah, the The legs are serviceable at best. They kind of are just a bunch of junk folded on each other. He can hardly stand up. But like, man, he looks really good. Really good. You know? I think it's fantastic the job they did on the robot mode. Here's the thing. Let me say it like this. Well, actually, no. We're gonna do the stuff first. So hold the phone. All right. Articulation on this guy. The head can move back a bit, down, not much. Get a little. Oh, you can get all the way around. Get a little side to side in there. The arms can come all the way up on those hinges. They can actually go a little higher if you want to. They can, of course, come all the way around. Yes, they can. You get not much in terms of an elbow bend. And the hand can move up and down. And no rotation, though. And there is no... Well, you get a little rotation there. A little bit. Not bad, not bad. The legs can come up to about there. They kind of hit on things when you do move them up. They can go back a very small amount. And they can come forward pretty good. And you get a modest knee bend. Because, you know, there's so much junk in the leg. And the ankle pivot there. And you can get a little bit back as well at the feet. I mean, for a big chunky dude like this, probably not the worst articulation out there. But yeah, you can kind of see why this is my other least favorite with Warpath. Because the Rhino mode looks great. The robot mode looks great. Enough. Getting there is not fun. Even when you do, like I said, the legs are just so much junk and he barely can stand. Like, I'm having to lean him forward so he will stand up without falling. But as you can see, he could go down at any moment. So I might have said this in my initial review, but I would only get this guy if you're a Rhinox fan. And even at that, I would say, don't get this one. Get the Rise of the Beast one. Not the Studio Series Rise of the Beast one, but just the Rise of the Beast Voyager one. That is a really nice Rhinox, in my opinion. Sure, it's not cartoon accurate, but it's really nice, so. But you know what? That's the end of the mega reviews for this one. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.